artists and producers. Some of y'all already been doing it a while, right? But I want to help y'all. You know why I want to help y'all? Because I went through years and years and years of trial and error. I've been doing this since 2008. I've been doing music since 2008. Christian hip hop music since 2008. Professional music since 2008. All right. So before 2008, I was doing freestyle rap like as a teenager and all that. All right, I'm 40 years old. All right. But I've been doing this since 2008 and I bought a lot of equipment, okay? And out of all the equipment that I bought, um, there are some microphones that I recommend. There are some microphones that stood out to me. And I'm gonna give y'all these from the bottom to the top, right? The first microphone or piece of equipment or pieces of equipment that we gonna talk about is a Audio Technica AT2020. It's a very well-known mic. A lot of people use this mic. Now, what y'all gotta understand is you can't judge a microphone or a piece of equipment based off price range. One price range of a piece of equipment and another price range. One, let's say for example, you got a microphone that costs $100, right? And another microphone that costs $100. Just because they are the same price does not mean they give the same quality or the same result. You understand what I'm saying? So this is why I'm trying to save y'all the hassle. I'm trying to save y'all the money. I'm trying to save y'all the headache. I'm trying to make it where y'all get the best bang for y'all buck. Okay, so the Audio Technica AT2020. You ain't even got to remember Audio Technica. All you got to do is type in AT2020. And when you type in AT2020, that microphone is going to come up. Audio Technica is just the people who make it. Okay, the AT2020 is the model of that microphone. All right. So the AT2020, when it first came out, I think it was like $200. All right. It was like $200, but the price instantly, it was either 200 or like 169 or 189. But the price instantly went on sale like immediately down to like 169 or 189 or something like that. My homeboy had bought one brand new. And when he bought his, I want to say he got it on sale for 169 or something like that. Okay. Um, it came with the shock mount, not the spider shock mount. The spider shock mount is the one with the it almost like a bunch of rubber bands or something going. Not, but it came with the regular shock. Some microphones don't even come with the shock mounts, the regular shock mounts. But the AT2020 comes with the shock mount. And the AT20, hey, how y'all doing? And the AT2020 is one of those microphones for now. You can get it for $100. Used to be $200. Oh, you subscribe? I appreciate it. I appreciate you subscribing. The AT2020. Every time I make a basketball shot outside, I get to talk to you. Am I the only one watching? Nah, it say so. The AT is 17 people here. Say so. The AT2020 is $100 microphone. It used to be $200, but I recommend that y'all go buy that microphone if y'all don't have a lot of money, but y'all want some good results. Okay, I appreciate you liking the video. So now after I used my AT2020 for a while, there were some things about the microphone that I did not like. Now I ran that microphone, the AT2020, to a lot of different preamps. The Focusrite, which I didn't like. A lot of people like the Focusrite preamps. I didn't like it for my voice, but on other people's voice, it sounded pretty good. On my voice, it wasn't the sound that I was looking for. I was looking for more of a transparent, also, I I was so the AT2020, basically, I use a Steinberg UR22. So if you look up UR22, you will see that the UR22 was basically that I like that preamp better, because basically what it did was it gave my voice a transparent, clear sound. I was looking for a clear, uncolored sound. So I like that combination. Now, where I believe I went wrong, and a lot of rookies, a lot of beginners make this mistake, is what they do is y'all buy cheap microphone cables. Okay. So the problem with the $100 microphone, the AT2020 that I was having, it gives phenomenal quality for the money. But the problem that I was having with it, I noticed a little bit, like I noticed some harshness in the microphone, right? And I couldn't figure. I did everything. I was like trying to edit. I was trying to do everything I could to get the mic sounding like super clear, and it was still sounding harsh. And I said, man, maybe I need to uh buy a better microphone. But I didn't really have enough money to buy a better microphone. And so what I did is I bought me a better preamp, which I upgraded to the Apollo preamp, which those are top of the line. But what I want to tell y'all is that if you buy that, you are industry standard, all right? But what I want to tell y'all is you don't, I wouldn't even, if you have the Steinberg UR22, if you look that up, Steinberg UR22 was a top of the line preamp interface. And out of all the M Audio preamp interface that I tried, out of the Focusrite, I like the Steinberg better because it gave a top tier quality, and it well, I shouldn't say top tier, but it gave a very good quality for the money, and it was only like $150 at that time. You probably get it cheaper now, but basically that's what I use, a UR22 and an AT2020. What I would encourage y'all to do is don't buy cheap cables. Buy the top. If you got $100 microphone, go buy the most expensive. Go buy the best microphone cable that you can buy, because basically that's going to allow you to hear the best of that $100 microphone. You understand what I'm saying? I had a cheap microphone, and I believe that's where the harshness was coming from. Okay, so $100 microphone, yeah, you're gonna have to spend quite a bit of money, maybe like $30 to $50 on a microphone cable, but that's gonna give you the best quality out of that microphone. And then you gotta run into most preamps are pretty good. Like I say, it just depends on what sound. I would say go with Steinberg if you're looking for what I was looking for. I like the Steinberg. Now, like I said, after my Steinberg UR22, I upgraded to a Apollo preamp interface, and those are like top of the line industry standard. All right, and when I did that, the quality of that microphone. Now, mind you, I was still using a cheap cable. That's why I'm telling y'all to upgrade to the cable. I'm thinking I need a better microphone, but I didn't have money for a microphone. So when I went to the music store, I ended up spending money. I didn't have enough money for a new mic, the microphone that I wanted. I ended up upgrading to the preamp interface, and it was the best that the industry standard. So when I did that, I can tell my quality was way better, but I still had a little bit of that harshness. My homeboy, he couldn't hear it, but I could, because I know my equipment. All right. And so what I did was, that's what made me think, well, I know it's not the preamp interface. This is top of the line. Lecrae and all the big names, Eminem, all of them, Timberland, all the big names, Missy, Misdemeanor, Elliott, all the big names use this preamp interface that I had, Dr. Dre. And so I was like, okay, I know it's not the preamp interface. It probably is the microphone, right? But like I said, you get what you pay for. For a budget microphone, that was one of the best $100, $200 microphones you could get. And I said, you know what? I don't have money for a microphone right now, but let me go ahead and spend $50, $35 on a premium top tier microphone cable. And boom, that was it. That was it. It was clear. Now, I'm going to take y'all, after that, I ended up upgrading from the AT2020 to what was called a C214. It's made by AKG, a C214. The C214 I definitely recommend to people that don't have a lot of money, but they want to go a step above the AT2020, which is $100 to $200 range. You can get them for $100 now. But the AKG C214, you ain't even got to type AKG. You can just type C214. Is one of those microphones that will give you better quality than the AKG, than the Audio Technica AT2020. But it costs more. I think I bought mine for $399. Okay. And I happen to be in a state where they didn't have tax, so I didn't have to pay tax. I think I was in like Iowa or somewhere like that, or Idaho or somewhere like that. when I bought it. I didn't know nothing about that mic, but then as I started researching the mic more, I realized that that mic is similar to a microphone that Kevin Gates uses, okay? And he has the $1,500 version, okay? But I'm gonna get into that later. I'm trying to take y'all from the bottom to the top. I got them all listed right here. All right. So after, it just depends on what quality you're looking for and how serious you are about music. All right. Basically, after my AT 2020. Actually, I had a microphone before the C214. But this was before I bought my Apollo preamp. I didn't even have my Steinberg preamp back then. I had it was called a TLM 102. Okay. TLM 102 is made by Neumann, however you want to say it, which they make some of the best microphones in the world. Tupac used a microphone made by these people. I always if you are serious about microphones and you really don't have a budget, and you want the best quality, go get a Neumann microphone. Okay, those are like the Mercedes-Benz of microphones. Now those they can be expensive though. Okay, now I'm telling the TLM 102, I would not, for what I'm trying to do, I wouldn't use a TLM 102. But I did buy a TLM 102. I don't even know what happened to that microphone. Did I sell it? I don't even know what happened to the TLM 102. But I had a TLM 102. And I didn't get to use it in my modern day, but I got to use it when back in the day. And there was nothing negative I could really say about the mic. But the TLM 103 is like an industry standard. Now, the TLM 102, I believe it was $799. $799 when I bought it. Okay. Now, what I don't remember the TLM 102 enough to recommend it to somebody to be like, man, you should go buy that over this mic or that mic. But if I had to guess, based on what I do remember, because my mixing and mastering was bad back then. It wasn't good. So the song that I used the TLM 102 on, I was like, man, I couldn't get my vocals sounding the way that I want to. But it wasn't the equipment. It was me. That's another reason why I took a bunch of courses and stuff. Because even with my music now, I just wasn't happy with it. So that's why I haven't been releasing a lot of music, is because I have to be happy with what I put out. You know what I'm saying? So the AT 2020, go get that microphone if you somebody just starting out. The C214, that AT 2020, $100. The C2, it used to be $200. The C214, $399. It probably cheaper now. You might can find it on sale. I'm the type of person where I only buy stuff when it's on sale, if I can. That's me. A lot of y'all spend a lot of money on plugins. That I feel like y'all working backwards, because your quality does not come from a plug-in. Your quality comes from your equipment. Okay? And professionals will tell you, if you're gonna, if you want the best quality or the best sound, if you could upgrade one piece of gear, I heard somebody ask it, if you could upgrade one piece of gear, what they said was, now I always thought it was the microphone. I always been infatuated with and a fan of having a high-end microphone. But I'm telling you what the top of the line producers told me. They said, buy the preamp, the best preamp interface that you can get. You can have a basic microphone on a top of the line preamp interface and achieve very good results. Don't forget the wire now. Y'all that be buying them basic wires, the $20, $10, $15, don't buy that. Don't buy no $15 wire, connect that, and think you diminishing the quality of the signal that's going into that microphone. I know it costs a lot of money, $35 to $50. That's why it's better to get the shorter microphone cables, because they're cheaper. So you can get a shorter microphone cable. I like 10 and 15 foot microphone cables. Typically, most of my microphone cables are about 15 foot. I don't go no less than 10 foot. But if you are on a budget, because the longer they are, the more they're gonna cost, especially if they high end wiring running inside of there. Get you a 6 foot or a 3 foot. If you can find you a 3 foot top of the line cable, yeah, your microphone gonna be real close to your preamp interface. But it would be better for you to spend $35 on a real short 3 foot or 6 foot or 5 foot cable, knowing you have top of the line signal going into your preamp interface. Okay. All right. Now, another thing that I must say this real quick. Another thing that a lot of y'all are not or messing up on is y'all are standing too close to the microphone. Listen to yourself in your headphones. When you're talking into your microphone, you don't need to be right up on your microphone. You can if that's the sound that you want to achieve. But your microphone is going to pick up better signal if you back off of it a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. Don't stand right up on your microphone. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay? And professionals do this too. I'm going to tell you why. Because your microphone vibrates or it moves. Okay? The capsule moves back and forth. So as that capsule's moving back and forth, as you're talking into it, hold your hand in front of your hand in front of your mouth. Imagine that this is the microphone capsule. The capsule is moving back and forth, and it's in front of your hand. I mean, in front of your face. As you talk, like you say the P word and the B word, while your hand is right here, you can feel the wind from your mouth blowing on your hand. That is what's happening to the microphone capsule. So as the microphone capsule is trying to vibrate back and forth to pick up your voice or the sonic character of your voice, the dynamics of your voice, when you puh and blow, what's going to happen is you're going to slightly distort the sound of your microphone. Also, you run into the proximity effect. The proximity effect is when you're standing too close up on the mic, it sounds more bass heavy. So what's gonna happen is when you take your vocal, your voice, and put it into your program, you're gonna be like, man, why it don't sound clear? Because you standing too close up on the microphone. If you listen to yourself and back off while you talking, yeah, my name is such and such and such, and you back it out just a little bit as you talking, you're gonna find a sweet spot for that microphone. And when you find that sweet spot distance, stay right there. Remember that. Get you a ruler if you got to, and mark how many inches away. You might be 3 inches, you might be 6 inches, you might be 8 inches. However far back you are. I wouldn't say don't go further back than like 1.5 feet. That's 18 inches, 12 inches. You don't need to be back too far, because the further back you go, now you're going to start hearing more echo and more room noise. You have to find a balance. You don't want to be too far back off. You don't want to be right up on the mic. Now, there are a lot of people that like to be right up on the mic. And they'll use like a pop filter. Now, like I said, but when you're doing that, you still have what's called a proximity effect, meaning you're going to have more bass heavy on your microphone. Microphone and working on vocals is all about balancing your voice, getting a balanced tone. And if you already record your voice the way that it should be going into your DAW, digital audio workstation, that's the program that you use. It's called a DAW. If you send your vocal into the program and it already sounds good, there's very little spitting these gems. Hey, I appreciate you. Hey, we gonna go live. Me and Random Tactical Adventures gonna go live this Saturday. I think he said 2 o'clock. Well, 2 o'clock Eastern time. I'm Central time, but yeah, man. So if you stand off of your microphone a little bit, your microphone, you'll hear a more a clearer vocal. Okay, it's less equalizing and less work you will have to do. Some of y'all don't know about how to equalize. Equalizing is it can be a very confusing step. And what I just learned is every EQ is not going to give you the result you're looking for. A lot of y'all, this is where a lot of people run into issues, equalizing. Because equalizing, basically, you got to understand what a passive equalizer is and an active equalizer is. They both do something totally different. What I learned is the passive equalizer is the better one. Okay. Now I can get into a whole lot of stuff. Now I came here to tell y'all about microphones. I apologize. I'm very passionate and genuine. I just thought I'd throw that in there. I could talk all day about this stuff. Now, so get in the comments, man. If y'all use microphones or have ever used a microphone, what is your favorite microphone, and what microphone do you currently what all microphones have you used before, and what is your favorite, and or what is your favorite microphone now? Okay. Now, let me boy, because I could talk about this all day and all night. As far as just recording, man, like a lot of people skip that step, man. Back up off your microphone and you will get a clearer sound. So now when you put your vocals into your program, they already almost sound like 80% done. If you're doing any EQing or anything to it, you're doing very minimal things to it. That's for the beginners. Now, but I would even take that and to somebody that is a professional. Even professionals do that. Okay? A lot of professionals that I watch, they do that. And a lot of people skip this step. And everybody wants to stand right up on that microphone. Think about the microphone as somebody else. If me and you are having a conversation, you're not standing this close up in my face having a conversation. Because you got to think, when somebody closes their eyes, listen to your voice, listen to your vocal. It's going to sound like you're right here in their face, which can be good, but can be bad. You see what I'm saying? If you back off the microphone a little bit, the vocal sounds more clear. It has more dynamics. The proximity effect is reduced. Okay? Now, so now what I was saying about the equalizing, about using a passive equalizer, is when you use a passive equalizer, so typically what you want to do with an EQ is you want to EQ down before you EQ up. It didn't make sense to me, but now it makes a whole lot of sense to me. Here's how you do a vocal chain. Okay? Do your EQs, take you a passive EQ, and do your EQ. It's called a surgical EQ. Do your surgical just means you're going sharp down. Think of a knife, and you're doing like very narrow cuts down. You don't do wide cuts down. You do wide boost up. You do narrow cuts down. I would have to draw a picture of that for you. But like a microphone, for example, like the Sony C800G, which costs $15,000, just $15,000, not $1,500. Okay, a lot of people use it. Mariah Carey, the Migos, Dr. Dre, Eminem, 50 Cent. A lot of people that you can name use this microphone. I have that microphone. I have a clone of that microphone, which is called the WA8000, which is made from some people out of Austin, Texas, where I live at. And the microphone costs $1,500, but it is a clone of a $15,000 microphone. The microphone used to be $10,000, but it went up because of the demand for it. Okay, Migos, a lot of people use that microphone. So I was gonna buy the $15,000 version, and then I stumbled across the $1,500 version, and the reviews on it are so crazy. They say like this WA8000 microphone, it's a tube microphone, okay? But this microphone gets 80%, 85% of the quality and the resolution and the characteristics and the dynamics and the sonics of the $15,000 version. Okay. Now, I skipped a couple of microphones. I didn't mean to do that. That just kind of came out there. But where I was at was the AT2020 $100 microphone, the AKG C214 $400 microphone, $400 microphone. All right, try to find it on sale. You can even find it used. I don't like used equipment, but I know a lot of people that buy used equipment. And hey, now the reason I mentioned this, the C214, the C214 is based off of a world's famous C414. Okay, the C414 was used on a lot of hit songs. Kevin Gates, for example, still uses the C414 today. Now you got you got like five different C414s. But the most two common, more modern ones are the gold and the silver. The C214 is based off of the gold, the C414 gold. I don't like it. And when I say I don't like it, I don't mean like it's a bad mic. I'm saying for my voice, it depends on your voice. Are you a singer? You a rapper? Kevin Gates uses the silver one, and I love it. So the C214 is based off of the gold one. I don't like it. It's a good mic. It's a better mic than the AT2020. It's a very good mic. You can make that mic sound good. If you listen to my song, Platinum Single, I have a song on my page. If you go look at my music, I have a song called Platinum Single. I use the AKG C214. That's a very clear, very good sounding mic. But for what the sound that I was trying to get, I couldn't. It's a lot you have to do to get that sound out of it that I was looking for. Now, they also have the the two. I'll tell you how much. They also have a C314. Okay, the C314 is I want to say it's like $8.99. $8.99. But the C314 is, think of the C214 as think of it as a beginner. I say it's up above a beginner, but I'd say in between beginner and let's just put it in the middle. All right, let's just put it in the middle. I was gonna say in between beginner and in the middle, but let's just put it in the middle. All right. So the C214, let's put it, like I said, in the middle. The C314, let's put that in between the middle and the top. Okay. The C314 is like one notch away from the 414. All right. The 314 is, I haven't used it before, but I'm about to buy one because I want to buy, well, not now, but I'm gonna buy one when I buy my next microphone or somewhere down the line. There's a few other mics I want to buy. All right. I'm gonna name them real quick. I have a TLM 103. This is my second TLM 103 that I bought. Now, remember I told y'all that I bought a TLM 102. A TLM 102 is kind of like a budget version of the TLM 103. A TLM 102 costs $7.99. Okay. I would rate that above a C214. But below a C314. Okay. The TLM 103, made by Neumann or Newman. The TLM 102, the TLM 103, those are made by Newman or Neumann. The C314, the C414, the C214 are made by AKG. Okay. The AT2020 is made by Audio Technica. Okay. Now, the TLM 103, if you buy this microphone, you will never have to buy another microphone in your life. The TLM 103. Okay. The TLM 103, Misdemeanor. Oh my goodness, boy, that's a tongue twister. Misdemeanor Elliott used that microphone. Alicia Keys used that microphone on a live performance. I can't say that she used it on her any of her albums. I don't know, but I've seen her use it playing a piano doing a live performance. I know if y'all know who Russ is. Russ, he uses the TLM 103 when he's going out on the road. He uses more expensive mics than that in the studio, but when he's going out on the road, he takes a TLM 103 with him. A TLM 103 will give you top tier industry vocals. Mo3 out of Dallas, Texas, used the TLM 103. This is why this is my second one buying. I don't have two of them, but this is my second one buying. Okay, buy you a TLM 103 if you're serious about your music. Now that microphone costs anywhere from $1,200 to $1,500. If you're looking for something cheaper than that, I rewind the video. But a TLM 103 is the best quality you can get. It's the most transparent, most clear quality in a microphone that you can get. Now, if you're not recording music, or you're not a very good audio engineer or producer, you don't need the TLM 103. I have the TLM 103, and I would never go use anything less. That is the bottom. I would never go less than the TLM 103. All right. That is top tier quality. All right. Now, I just gave y'all some budget versions before I got to the TLM 103. Now we getting into the good stuff. TLM 103 industry standard. I would give the TLM 103 a score of a 95. All right. That's where I would put that microphone out of 100. It's a lot of people that try to talk trash about a TLM 103. That's because they do not know how to use it. They over compress it. They turn the volume up too loud. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know nothing about it. EQ, and they don't know what they're doing. Anyways, so a C314 silver is based off the silver 414. It has the same capsule inside of it as a 414. A 314 is made by AKG. AKG C314 is I think it's $899 for that mic. But some people are like, oh man, that's too much money for a mic. That's because y'all don't know what microphone that is based off of. That is based off of a $1,200 C414, the silver one. Kevin Gates uses that. So I want to buy a C414 silver, but I'm like, if I can get the quality I'm looking for out of a C314, why spend the money on a 414? But at the same time, I'm like, what if it's near quality, but it's not the quality of a 414? I would rather pay that extra $300-400 or whatever and go ahead and buy the $300 and go ahead and buy the 414, because I know at that point I'm top tier quality. Anyways, moving on. I already talked to y'all about the WA8000, which is made by Warm Audio out of Austin, Texas, which is based off of a Sony C800G. Anything that Warm Audio makes, if you're on a budget, any microphone that Warm Audio makes, you need to go online and look at Warm Audio. Any of their microphones you buy, you can't go wrong. All of those microphones are based off of like very expensive microphones. All right. And so when you buy one of their microphones, y'all like, oh man, that's too much money for a microphone, because y'all don't know what y'all got. You look at like the WA47, I think it's a T, WA47T, because they also have a WA47 Junior. Don't get that one. I'm not saying don't get that one. If that's your budget, to get it. But if you're looking for top tier, the WA47T is based on, how much is this microphone? $10,000. It's based on a $10,000 microphone. So we're climbing up the ladder. I wasn't supposed to tell you about the U47 yet, but I don't even know how much. I think it's like a $10,000 microphone, $15,000 microphone. Okay. My dream microphone has always been a U87AI. Now you got to be careful with this. Is a $4,000 microphone, $3,200, but if you buy with everything, it's like $4,000. So a U87AI, you see Kendrick Lamar, you see Twister, you see Dr. Dre, you see a lot of big names. Lecrae uses a few mics, but a lot of big names either gonna use the Sony C800G or the U87AI. Now, you got to be careful with the U87AI, because the U87AI, it comes in two different versions. The first version was a U87, which is known as the U87A. The second version, which is like a more updated modern version, is the U87AI. Some people just call it the U87I, but it's the U87AI, okay? And so the U87AI is, like I say, Kendrick Lamar, a lot of these big names. I can look at, when y'all see commercials, y'all don't know. I can look at a microphone and be like, I know what microphone that is. Y'all just like, oh yeah, he got a microphone. No, I know that's a $4,000 microphone. That's an $8,000 microphone. I know a microphone they use. E40, for example, he uses an $8,000 microphone. Dr. Dre, Eminem, they all use that mic. Mariah Carey. But so the microphone that Tupac used, It's made by this same company that makes the UA7AI, makes the TLM103, makes the TLM102. Neumann. Tupac used a U67 microphone. It's an $8,000 microphone. Tori Kelly. So if you go listen to the song of Tori Kelly and Lecrae, it's called "I'll Find You." This is a tube microphone. It is a tube version of the U87 microphone. Okay, the UA7AI, UA7 microphone. It is a tube version of that. So the UA7AI is $4,000. The U67 that Tupac used is an $8,000 microphone. Okay? Now, so I have given y'all every microphone that you need to know about. Go back and watch the video. Based on your budget range, your price range, go out and buy the stuff that I'm telling you to buy. And your music quality will stand up above all the other rookies out there, all the other amateurs out there, all the other mediocre music out there. I'm giving y'all the game. I'm giving y'all the facts. Hey, man, y'all be blessed.